Hello again. So, once you've obtained a proper diagnosis of attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, you may make the mistake of sharing your good news with other people, and you will get pushed back. You don't have ADHD, or, and this one is interesting, there's no such thing as ADHD. It's just an excuse for laziness, implying, in other words, that you're lazy. At that point, take notes, take names, because in my experience, the people who are the most dismissive of the possibility of ADHD being a real thing are often the people who have ADHD. And so a year later, maybe 2, maybe 10 years later, when their depression, the anxiety, the frustration, the setbacks, and the struggling have overwhelmed them, they will either crash and burn, I hope not, or hopefully they'll finally see a doctor. And if they're lucky, their doctor will recognize what's going on and refer them to a specialist. And the specialist will give them the same life-changing diagnosis that changed your life. Finally, they get it. At that point, you may wonder why they were so hostile to the possibility that attention deficit hyperactivity disorder is a real disorder. Well, the odds are, back then they had no idea what ADHD is. Or it could be that they looked at the official list of ADHD symptoms, the one that doctors use to diagnose ADHD, as I first did when my son had been diagnosed, and they had the same reaction that I did when I read through them for the first time. So here we go. Often fails to give close attention to details, makes careless mistakes in schoolwork or at work. Yeah, we all do that. Difficulty sustaining attention in tasks or play activity. Come on, we all struggle at some point. Often does not seem to listen. Well, it's because there's so much going on in our lives. Fails to finish schoolwork or duties in the workplace. Yeah, well, who finishes everything? Nobody. Difficulty organizing tasks and activities. Well, everybody's got so much on the go. That makes dislikes or avoids tasks that require sustained mental effort. Come on. Who doesn't have these things? Everybody has these. These challenges are universal in the modern world. Unfortunately, those who dismiss it as a real disorder have overlooked one word, a word that appears 18 times in the list of symptoms, the only word that appears in every one of the symptoms. Often fails to give clue, often has difficulty sustaining, often does not seem to listen, often does not follow through on instructions, often has difficulty sustaining tasks, often. So when someone goes, who doesn't tune out during a boring lecture or a long speech or a dull conversation? I do. Everyone does. Right. But do you tune out during interesting lectures, short speeches, or lively conversations? Yes, we all struggle to maintain attention now and then. Some of us more than others. There's a wide range. You could say there's a spectrum. There are people who fade after 90 minutes of lively conversation, and there are those of us who tune out after 90 seconds. Our minds going off on tangents or thoughts or distraction or just, anyway. And it's not just listening. We can even tune out when we're the one talking. And that's why it's called Boxing Day. Yeah. Where was I? Oh yeah, my friend Pat has a collection of tiaras. And what she does with them, the other key line that people skip over is that the symptom has to negatively impact directly on social and academic/occupational activities. So it's not just at your boring job or at home, but it's in multiple realms of your life, and it is a disorder because it causes disorder. So to finally accept that ADHD is real, you have to acknowledge that yes, everyone struggles with these symptoms, but with ADHD, it's ongoing, it's very frequent, sometimes even constant, and it's costing us money, opportunities, love, goals. So when that acquaintance who once brushed aside ADHD as nothing more than an excuse for lazy, weak-willed space cadets, eventually discovers it's not only real, it also explains many of their personal quirks, their challenges, their setbacks, their failures, and they're going to be eager to talk about it. And at that point, they may remember how they dismissed your experience long ago and admit, yes, you were onto something. They might even apologize for what they said. but then they'll throw out all kinds of reasons. Well, I didn't know, and nobody, and who knew, and I was very blah, 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 which kind of diminishes the power of the apology. I've learned that. And it doesn't excuse the snotty implication of what they said. ADHD, that's an excuse for lazy, stupid, dumb, weak-willed losers. But I have it, so, oh, so you think great. Or they may say nothing because they're embarrassed and kind of ashamed, or more likely, they forgot all about it because they have crappy memory thanks to attention deficit disorder. Either way, be generous, because you used to think that ADHD was a flimsy excuse for bad parenting and lazy teachers and namby-pamby slackers. No, you did believe that, trust me. You just don't remember because, you had the AD and yeah. Thanks for watching. If you got something out of it, please give us a like and a share, and thank our patrons, or even become a patron and support what we're doing so we can make more videos so more people understand what ADHD is and is not and what can be done about it.